Hey everybody, welcome to the Art of the Deals. I am Brother Kenneth, and first I want to mention that the Reel Deels TV show will resume on April 27th. There will not be a show on the 14th, Palm Sunday. There will not be a show on the 21st, which is Easter. Our original intention, of course, was to honor Holy Week and the Easter holiday week, and we went ahead and scheduled everything. Luckily, it wasn't any guest schedule that we have to cancel and then re-invite and that kind of thing. But we just got on a roll with that, and in life and in general with the ministry and the business and all that stuff. And the end result, of course, was that we just forgot to actually, hey, they can't have a show on Easter. We didn't schedule them really in advance. The show we scheduled on the tube was this one to be a live show. The one that was going to be on today is what I mean. So we're putting this up instead. And then we'll have another Art of the Deals the next day, put two of them back to back, kind of compensate for a little bit. So check us out on April 27th, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific for our part 2 of the Ask a Demonologist. We had the questions load and haul over from the last show. We're going to continue that on, except not tonight and not on Easter next week, but the following Sunday after that, which is the 27th. Okay, so the topic we're going to talk about particularly now is Easter and how it is not a pagan holiday. First off, let's mention real quick, we have these kind of polar opposites that actually cancel each other out. Plus one, minus one, you add them together, what do you get? Zero. There's a car system where they had these speakers, and it was noise canceling. How it works is they invert the sound phase 180 degrees, so when the road noise that it's imitating and recording outside comes in, that it cancels it out by providing something that's in the opposite direction. Okay, what I'm getting to is that when the Catholic Church built Catholic churches and cathedrals over old pagan sites, it wasn't to honor and worship and venerate or whatever was there before, else they wouldn't have originally crushed the site and destroyed it and consecrated it and blessed it. Although sometimes there's reports that it was haunted. You know, you get a spot of child sacrifice or whatever, you know, something where the blood has been spilled of the victims of that pagan religion. And that's what we say about some of the hauntings. Consider the idea that the ground might be tainted because of people who used to live there doing rituals, or people who used to live on the grounds having a satanic cult there, or anything like that. Not even so much a person been murdered and their bodies buried there. That's a different type of thing altogether. But it's been consecrated in its own way to the devil and his minions, and you might have it haunted after all of that. Okay, but let's not get distracted. So the same thing is done on holidays, on days. I think we talked about this. We've put a holy day on a pagan holiday, and of course that was long ago. Halloween, for example, All Saints Day and All Souls Day encompass and surround the day after and the day before Halloween, what they call Halloween anyway, which is just a nickname for another pagan holiday, which I'm not going to mention. You remember today in the Gospel, which was read during the Liturgy of the Hours at the Palm Sunday Mass, it was mentioned as being 3 p.m., not a.m. And there's another thing right there. Polar opposites again. People said, what's so significant about 3 a.m.? We noticed that 3 p.m. is significant for heaven, 3 a.m. is significant for hell and its minions. Okay, so now that we said that, so on Easter, it's been proposed by many of the anti-Catholic types. Constantine introduced the idea of using Sundays. All right, so Justinian the Martyr, 150 A.D., he wrote about that the Jews sent notices to all of the synagogues. They sent a note saying that, hey, don't let the Christians anymore. Don't let them into our services on Saturday, which was Liturgy of the Hours. Don't let them in there. Justinian the Martyr, he basically wrote about this problem. The synagogues were not going to let them in for Liturgy of the Hours, so they were attending with the Jews the Liturgy Hours. And then they would have breaking of the bread on Sunday. And guess what? It was always on Sunday. As I said, Sunday was significant with a 3 p.m. and all that. But Sunday is a significant day. It's not just picked because of blah, 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 you know. It was always Sunday that they did the breaking of the bread for the last 2,000 years since the apostles. So what happened was they decided to start their own Liturgy of the Hours, and they put it right before the breaking of the bread. So you have what you have in the Mass today. You have the Liturgy of the Hours, the communion rite, which is the breaking of the bread. And that's been going on now since 150 A.D. That's a pretty long time. You know, like we're supposed to believe that the Council of Trent, for example, that Catholics made up some concepts and started some things anew when all they did was reiterate it after being challenged by Lutherans, and what they called Protestants on these ideas because of that rebellion, and they reiterated things and asked questions and answered them, and it wasn't one to create new doctrine. It was to validate old doctrine, age-old doctrine that might not have been taught because it wasn't necessary for the salvation of Christians. You know, like if you bone yourself up on all of these writings and stuff, there was not only no books available before 1500 AD, they just taught you what you needed to know for salvation for the most part. So the Mass was always on Sunday because the Mass is not the Mass unless there is the breaking of the bread. But it definitely was not created by Constantine, especially since 150 was way before him. Okay, so that's what it is. There's just a lot of ignorance out there, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean if you listen to this guy who's at your pulpit and asking for your money, and he tells you a lot of things like we worship Mary, when clearly I said, watch the video about the Hail Mary, basically quoting the Bible in the first 2/3, and the last part says, pray for us sinners. It didn't say, I worship you, I adore you, you know. But it's some food for thought as we approach Easter. Have a holy and safe as you're traveling Easter week. And we'll see you guys again. We have some pre-canned art of the deals, so it's not like those will stop. They'll still come in about 4 or 5 times a week. And so keep an eye on this channel. And we'll do our live show, as I said, on the 27th of April. So for all you who are watching this after the fact, you know, so obviously you can disregard it because I'm talking about the year 2019. But God bless everybody. We'll see you next time in the art of the deals, or rather, you'll see me. Take care. Me. Take care. Me. Take care. Me. Take care. Me.